It's a championship matchup for the rematch for the ages, as tonight the 4-1 Mexico City Aztecs visit Vancouver to take on the 4-1 Vancouver Legion, a battle of two titans in season 25. Mexico City, the two-time defending champs, looking to continue their dominance tonight against a team that has been dominating most everyone except for Vancouver their last time out. Alongside Eddie Gage, Ron Haynes, and Corey Menner, I'm Cameron Irvine. Charles Doherty is under the weather tonight, and we wish him all the best. But Eddie's in the house, ready to lift us up into the primetime spotlights. We've been looking forward to this one all season long.
SFL Nation, what up, dude? Sorry I'm late to the party, Cam, but I got mobbed by fans who barely let me up in here. I had to sign 1 million autographs, it seemed like. But it's not about me. It's about these two 4-1 squads going at it. It's a big game for both teams. A rematch of the championship game, as you alluded to earlier. Let's get it.
You had the Caitlin Clark effect on tonight's game tonight. I was just Angel Reese, just begging for attention. Here we go. Mexico City and Vancouver about to get underway. The ball's on the tee by chance to win. The hands in the air. Let's kick it. We are underway. Deep kick in the back of the end zone. And that'll sail out of the back of the end zone. And Mexico City will get the ball on the 20-yard line. Jordan Sipe is their quarterback, and he leads an offense that is number one in points per game, Eddie, at 30.2. Vancouver right behind him at 30.
Defense out, they take the pace in this game, in my opinion, Cam.
First down, bunch off the left side for Sipe. Will hand it off to Bentley. Got a lot of space inside, picking up 6. That's a good start for Mexico City's rushing offense. In the backfield is Jordan Sipe, Jacob Morrison, Ray Bentley, and Buford Van Dam. Wide receivers, Jason Bartley, Jonas Adobe, Noe Terrasas, and Jared Dumas. The tight end is Bill Henry. On the line, it's Obayanda, Lamina Oceloto, Greg Forrest, Tatalani Supremo, and Ogden Foundy. Second down and 4. The toss outside for a first down. That is Dumas. No, they said he's short. That might be worth an early challenge, although 30 seconds into the game, I think Coach Ramos would be very upset to have to throw that flag. He's going to hold it.
He's going to hold it, but I thought that was a bad spot indeed.
Third down and short. Vancouver's got the home cooking out there. Handoff fullback Buford Van Dam, and that's why you keep the challenge flag in your pocket. Vancouver moves, or Mexico City rather, moves the sticks.
Moves the sticks, gets to his fullback on a quick dive, and hard to defend.
First down and 10 at the 33-yard line. Toss play now to Bentley, and Bentley is quickly bottled up by this Vancouver defense. On the tackle was Josh Farnsey, DJ Woods, and Marquise Reed are the linebackers along with Farnsey. On the line, Kevin Brackett, Achilles Papatonis, Chris Joseph, and Gerald Giudice. In the secondary, Emmanuel Blackman, Michael Lister, Ron Hoff, Jack Russell, Drew Hamilton, and Mark Lopez. Second and 8 as Henry goes in motion. Crowd full throat here tonight.
But backing off of him.
Draw. That is Morrison. Picking up 2. What were you saying, Eddie?
Vancouver's playing man-to-man and nickel defense on that play, but all the cornerbacks are playing a good 5-6 yards off the ball.
What's Mexico City looking for in that situation?
Crossing routes, dig routes.
3rd and 6. Roll out Sipe. And Sipe fires back across his body and throws a pick. Taken away by Michael Lister. And that is Jordan Sipe's 7th interception of the season. First down for Vancouver.
Michael Lister's 2nd pick of the season thus far. Couldn't have come at a better time against the defending champs, as Vancouver looking to get some get back versus them from that championship loss last season.
The last time Mexico City won in this building was way back in season 15, August 23rd, 2020. They've only been here twice since, but have fallen 51-17, 23-17 to the mighty Legion. 1st and 10 at the Aztec 38-yard line. That pass is caught by Brett Killian for the first down.
Cam, as I sit here watching the Vancouver receiver go in motion, give me flashbacks to last season's offense that Vancouver displayed last season. I have to get a little bit more film on them before I make that judgment, but looks really familiar.
Vancouver, as mentioned earlier, at 30 points a game this season, second best in the league, second best at home and on the road. At home, they score even more, 34 points a game average, as that pass is caught by Killian again for a first down.
And again, I have just been confirmed, yes, Cam, that Vancouver's going back to what they did best for majority of last season, spreading the defense out.
And Eddie, just like with any strategy, we see it work sometimes, we see it not work sometimes. What makes it successful?
I mean, you spread the defense out and it shows their hand. It allows a quarterback to get a good pre-snap read of what the defense is trying to do.
Ezekiel Bear goes in motion now. 3 eligible receivers to the short side right as Brown drops to throw. Christian Brown, a 2-for-2 start, will fire wide open into the end zone. Killian 3 for 3. You don't see that many receivers that wide open in the end zone like that, Eddie. And man, Vancouver made that look easy.
No, you don't. And now I'm sitting there trying to think back, how much preparation did Mexico City do for this game plan? Were they anticipating other things? I'm not sure. We'll have to see how it plays out. But so far, Vancouver strikes first on both offense and defense.
3 for 3 for 38 yards, all to Brett Killian. And that helps Vancouver build a 7-0 lead here early on in this ball game. As easy as you please on an opening drive, and the defense gave him a short field at that.
Brett Killian came into this game with 22 catches. That's 23rd in the SFL, but you expecting bigger numbers based off the performance he had last season, and thus far, he's been the focal point of their offense.
Killian now 133 touchdowns. Have no fear, just 26 behind D.R. Simeon for first all-time. Dumas on the return, past the 20 and picked up, thrown down at the 27-yard line. Welcome to the game, Dumas.
And that's Hall of Fame strong safety Max Jackson in on special teams. Don't tell me Mexico City doesn't realize this is a big game. You got your Hall of Famer in there on special teams.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line for Jordan Sipe and the Aztecs. Trying to shake off the early interception is Sipe. He'll run a draw to Bentley. There's nothing there. Chased down from behind by Marquise Reed. No gain.
No gain as the defensive tackles both pinched down inside and left no running room there for Mexico City's offense.
2nd and 10, not the start the 2-time defending champs wanted. 3 chips in total. You can see those trophies in a patch on their jerseys as Morrison will pick up 3. And if Mike Daggs could, Eddie, he would put a ring or 3 rings on every one of his players' hands while they're out there playing.
Not if Arizona can have anything to do about it this season, although, you know, he has 2 of himself. Now, his other coach in Corona Ramos does have 3, but hopefully he won't get a 3rd this season.
3rd and 7. This is Sipe firing incomplete. And Marquise Reed is everywhere early on for this Vancouver defense. A 3 and out for the Aztecs. They're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, we call that face guarding where I'm from, but nonetheless, he got the job down. Ball is batted down, and let's go see they have to punt this ball away. Look at the punter with mismatched shoes on.
Very early here in the first quarter. That's a good punt all the way inside the 25-yard line. Will be returned out to the 31 by Ezekiel Bear. We'll see if Mexico City can stop Brett Killian, the 17-season veteran, on this next possession. Empty look for Christian Brown. We'll see this a lot tonight as Brown drops to throw. Just picked up the blitz, but the timing just a smidge off, and much better coverage there from Gerard Brody will force 2nd and 10.
Anytime you can get pressure on the quarterback, it's going to force him to throw the ball before he wants to. Didn't allow the route to develop, and Mexico City perhaps is making adjustments.
Second down. Brown in the empty again. Christian Brown firing it. That is complete. Looking at John Michael Suddeth for the first down, his first catch of the day.
First catch of the day and 21st on the season, averaging 14 yards per reception. Great big play threat for a tight end. You don't see often too many tight ends in the SFL averaging over 13 yards a catch, excuse me.
It's a very interesting strategy being deployed by Vancouver. We'll tell you why here in a moment, as Brown's pass is caught by Bear for the first down. But Eddie, coming into the game, Vancouver averages 188 rushing yards a game. That is first in the league, but it could be respect for Mexico City's run defense, which gives up just 70 yards per game. That's third best in the SFL.
It could be, because Mexico City, they're one of the few teams in the SFL who employs both a 4-3 and 4-4 base defense. Hard to game plan.
4:48 to go in the first quarter. Van trying to show him something different. This is Brown, back to pass. That is incomplete. Looking for Killian again on the sideline. Brody and company have done a much better job on BK on the second possession.
They have it. If he's able to bring that ball in, it's going to be a foot race to the end zone between he and the quarterback, and I think that's a battle he wins.
4:44 to go in the first quarter. Second and 10 as Killian will go in motion. Nobody follows him over there. Fowler calling out signals on Mexico City's defense, which we'll get to in a moment. Brown dropping back to throw. He'll fire. That is complete. That's Ezekiel Bear again for the first down inside the 30-yard line. Mexico City's defense, which might get tired chasing receivers tonight, led by Saron Yates the fourth, Skylar Kingsley, Chance Wall, and Dan Tritz up front. John Fowler, Qualzinho Leah, John Osiris at the linebacker spot. The secondary includes Gerard Brody, Miranda Dumas, Liam Ryan, Merrick Itera, and the Hall of Famers Jeffrey Daggs and Max Jackson.
Ezekiel Bear, this is only his third season in the SFL, but he has progressed along very nicely. Great job by the coaching staff.
Brown had to get rid of it early. That pass is incomplete as Mexico City came screaming off the edge. Second down.
And that's why you bring a blitz. Yes, it's scary because you don't have as much help in the backfield, but if you can get pressure on the quarterback, it causes a lot of problems.
Second and 10 for Brown. Brown again open to Bear down to the 12. First down, Vancouver.
First down, Vancouver. And what my concern is with this style of offense is not between the 20s, it's inside the red zone. Can they convert and score touchdowns and not have to settle for 3? That's going to be the question tonight.
First and 10. What are they going to do, Eddie?
Well, now they got a back in the backfield.
There you go.
Double set, 3 receivers and a tight end.
They'll hand it off, and that is Jalen Wells breaking a tackle. Wells inside the 3-yard line for a first and goal. Vancouver down in the red zone knows what they're doing.
I love the play, but Jalen Wells is a fullback. Young man, please do yourself a favor next time. You don't get many opportunities to score in the red zone. If you're going to get out of bounds, get tackle out of bounds. Lower your shoulder and try to get across the pylon.
And I think that was a good ball spot as well, just outside the 2-yard line. First down and goal for Vancouver. They go heavy now. Killian is in one of the tight end spots off to the right side, blocking, and that is Devin Lloyd walking it in. Vancouver doing whatever they want in the first quarter.
Strong-eyed Jacks, 3 tight ends on the field, 2 strong side. Him along with the fullback out in front of him. No one from Mexico City is there to account for it. Overloaded that side of the field. Touchdown, Vancouver. And just like that, Cam, we're an extra point away from a 14-0 lead here early.
And Eddie, there's something to be said for just having the right play calls in the right situation. You can run whatever offense that you prefer to run, but once you get down in that nitty-gritty, you can tell situationally which teams are better and which teams may not have necessarily paid attention to the specifics.
I'll take it a step further, Kim. I was talking with Houston last week, and they were telling me how Vancouver was planning to use this playbook against away from it, and despite the fact that they lost, they told him it was a game plan they got quickly away from, because it's all about matchups as well, Cam.
Yeah, we lost you a little bit on that, Eddie. You were saying that Vancouver was thinking about deploying this against Houston, but did not like the matchup.
Did not like the matchup and got away from it.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line for Jordan Sight. Mexico City in unfamiliar territory, down 14-0 right now. They have not lost a game by more than 9 points in the last 2 seasons, as Bentley takes a 2-yard pickup to the right side, tackled by Jack Russell.
Jack Russell came about 12 yards downfield to make that tackle. Great closing speed by the strong safety. Here's that off-the-ball man defense again, Cam.
2nd down and 8. Draw play and nothing there. That's a loss of a yard. That's big number 99, Chris Joseph, making the stop. Eddie, going back to the point about not losing blowout games, Mexico City's last 14 losses have all been by less than 10 points. The last time they lost a game by more than 10 points was October 8th, 2023 against the Los Angeles Lakers, 24-10, as Mexico City gets a very necessary 1st down here to Jason Bartley. But I mean, it's been almost 2 years since Mexico City was in a position like this.
That's why they're champions, Cam, and we're all chasing them. You know, 2-time defending champions. Once you get to that level, it's, you know, they come to practice every day with a mindset of being champions today. It's not just game day, Cam. They go into practice in championship mode.
2 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. Off that completion, this is Bentley on a toss, and he's getting some blocking help, Eddie, on the outside, but Vancouver's just running to the football right now.
They are. It's the closing speed, Cam. And once those corners are getting engaged, they're shaking off the tackle and closing in on the ball carrier.
2nd and 8, Mexico City getting a couple yards every 2nd down, or every 1st down rather, but 2nd down's been a little bit of an issue. They've been in 3rd and long a lot tonight. That's Noe Terrazas going in motion. Heads up! And Jordan Sight got away from one and can't get away from the next. Papatonis, the Greek nightmare, brings him down. It's 3rd and 13.
3rd and 13, that's his 4th sack of the season, leads the team. And Vancouver's the only team in the SFL that I know of, Cam, that they totally get rid of the 3-4, 4-3 defense. They throw it all out the window. It's bare defense week in and week out. They're going to put pressure on the quarterback.
3rd down and 13 now. Mexico City already facing their 5th 3rd down of the game, as Sight drills that one for a 1st down to the 45. Honus Adobe. Aztecs get out of another jam.
You know, speed, Cam, is one thing you cannot teach. You either have it or you don't. And Vancouver has 4 receivers with top-end speed. And did you see how quick he got over his break and got to that empty spot in the zone? Not everybody can do that, Cam.
Bartley, Adobe, and Dumas now with receptions. This is Morrison on his 2nd, or check that, his 4th carry, picking up 4.
Yeah, Mexico City needs to just try to find a way to stay ahead of the chains, because right now their offense is put in a lot of 3rd and long situations. Can't afford to have that playing this Vancouver defense. Look at this bare defense, Cam. 8 guys in the box.
And they hand it off to the big fella up front, Buford Van Dam. That'll set up a 3rd and short for the first time. And I love this part of the game, Eddie, because you know 3rd and short is a specific situation. We're going to see what these teams come out with it when we start the 2nd quarter of play. That's the end of the 1st quarter, and Mexico City, the 2-time defending champs, find themselves trailing 14-0 here in Canada. You're watching a special presentation of the Saturday Night Spectacular right here on the Virtual Football Network with a special analyst, Eddie Gage, and Corey Menner and Ron Haynes in our stats truck. 3rd down and 2 for the Aztecs. Trying to get on the board for the first time tonight. Hand off to Van Dam, and Van Dam is crushed. No gain on the play, wrapped up by Farnsey.
I-wing jokers, 8 men in the box. You got your 2 inside linebackers standing right there, filling up both A-gaps, nowhere to go as the defensive line pinched down inside. That play didn't stand a stance.
Mexico City's got to boot it away, and this one is going to die around maybe the 11-yard line. That's the punter, K.L. Barrett Jr., officially marked at the 13, first down Legion.
K.L. Barrett Jr. playing for the Mexico City Aztecs, following his dad's footsteps, as K.L. Barrett was a great wide receiver for these Mexico City Aztecs for several seasons.
First down at the 13. Christian Brown had to rifle that one a little behind Ezekiel Bear. Good adjustment of the football because Mexico City was coming.
Cover 0 blitz, Cam. They brought everybody. Corners, your responsibility is to stay in front of the man that you're defending, because should you miss that tackle, it's goodbye. Just wave goodbye and just put up to 6 and start the marching band.
2nd and 3. Vancouver will go heavy. They'll toss it out. That is J.W. Doyle moving the pile for the first down.
You always want to give fullbacks an opportunity to get involved in the game. They do so much for the team in terms of run and pass blocking. Sometimes it's just a good feeling, just feed them a bone every now and then, Cam. Keep them happy and keep them engaged.
Brown dropping a throw. Brown in trouble and incomplete. And since that opening, it's very fascinating, Eddie, because you know, sometimes you wait till halftime for some of this stuff. But that first drive, Killian was wide open. He has been blanketed since.
Adjustments, Cam. If your playbook is thick, sooner or later, forces will turn your way if you have a great game plan.
2nd and 10.
We saw that today in the Albuquerque game as they made second-half adjustments.
Certainly did. 2nd down and 10, 8:41 to go in the first half. Handoff goes to Jalen Wells, picking up 3. Vancouver getting everybody involved in the first half.
Getting everybody involved. You got you guys out here, they all making a living playing this beautiful game we love, but when you get everyone involved and not just have one man dominating, it's just such a great feeling for the head coach to see everyone get their name called.
3rd and 7. Bear goes in motion. This is a golden opportunity for Mexico City to get off the field for the first time tonight. Brown dropping a throw, and Bear with the catch at the 37-yard line, first down.
Cam, you know what? Ezekiel Bear, he's starting to become a fan favorite up here in Vancouver. We all know and love Brett Killian. He's in the Hall of Fame. But Ezekiel Bear is having a great season, in my opinion.
And Eddie, I bet Mike Dagg's heart rate right now is 44.
Yeah, he's not even worried about it.
He goes the opposite way. 1st and 10. Bear goes in motion. 7:35 to go in the first half. As Brown, again, has to get rid of it quick, but a little behind. And Killian's actually bumped forward for another first down.
Cover 2 defense out of that Bear look again here for Mexico City. Just finding that soft spot in the zone. Throwing the ball with a Mike linebacker just left. No one over there in that area. Tough catches that passes through actually behind them, but it's a first down nonetheless.
Tritz had an opportunity, but just couldn't get there. Brown 10 of 14 for 124 yards, a touchdown, no picks. 7 minutes to go in the first half. As Brown rolls out, finds John Michael Sudduth for a first down to the 38-yard line.
Rolled out weak side. The blitz came from the strong side. Bought himself about an extra 1.5 seconds to find the receiver downfield wide open. I mean, this offense for Vancouver right now is just looking surgical.
Mexico City does not have a stop yet tonight. 156 yards on their first 3 drives. This is the 20th offensive play of the day for Vancouver. Brown this time can't be sacked. Wide open and with style. Touchdown, Brett Killian. Vancouver's up 20.
Someone call SFL Top 10 and tell them to cue up the highlight reel. Christian Brown avoids the sack from Hall of Fame safety Max Jackson. finds Brett Killian rushing down the far sideline, who catches it one-handed, Cam, showing off his abilities as a Hall of Famer and scoots into the end zone. Vancouver blowing him away early.
Averaging 9.7 yards per play in the first half. The extra point is good, and if Houston had their coming out party last week against Vancouver, Vancouver is having a party this week against Mexico City in a bounce-back way so far.
Yeah, you know, it'd be difficult. You know, Vancouver's not going to tolerate losing 2 straight games, Cam. They got championship aspirations of their own, and after suffering that first loss 2 weeks ago, they bounced back in an amazing way here tonight.
For Solberg, that is touchdown number 134 on the illustrious career. As Dumas on the return, there is an injured player. That is going to be Qualzinho-Leah playing on special team. That's the disadvantage.
It's a, you know, you got to pick your poison, Cam. I did it myself this week because we were having issues with special teams, so I decided to deploy some personnel in their special teams, but indeed it's a gamble. Cover 3 week.
6:23 to go in the first half. Ray Bentley on the carry, picking up 7. That's his best run on first down today, as the Aztecs have focused on the ground game early.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that was a good decision to try to stick with the run because, Cam, they got to get that defense a break. They got to be exhausted over there on the sidelines.
The largest margin of defeat in Aztec history was in this building in season 21. So it's not like Vancouver has not been in this position before, but Mexico City a little bit haunted by the ghosts of Aztec pass so far tonight. Buford Van Dam a little short, but it'll bring up 3rd and inches.
Very hard to run inside between the tackles against this 4-4 front. You aren't going to see them come out in a 4-3, Cam. They only employ this 4-4 defense, so running lanes are going to be hard to find versus this defense.
3rd and inches, 5:25 to go in the first half. Mexico City needs an answer. And Seipel taking on a quarterback sneak, and he had plenty of room, got 5 for the first down. How do you best defend the quarterback sneak?
Pinch your defense. It's all about the. So you want me to give away tips, man?
I'm playing to your strengths, man. I don't have you but one night a year. I got to get the knowledge.
You got to pinch a defensive lineman inside, Cam, and have some linebackers fly to the ball underneath.
I knew that, but I just wanted you to say it. 5 minutes to go in the first half. And off to Bentley picking up 3.
Oh, that's great commentary right there. But yeah, Mexico City's doing a great job right now keeping that defense on the field well rested. But at some point, you would like to see them strike or attack this defense downfield vertically.
4:38 to go in the first half. 2nd down and 7. A toss play out to Morrison, and Morrison doesn't get much. Josh Farnsey there again, man. Farnsey and Reed, a 1-2 punch tonight.
Cam, I know they didn't make the play, but those safeties were flying downfield, looking to make a play in case their linebackers couldn't. They are flying to the football tonight.
3rd down, 7. Roll out sight to the left. Clean pocket, fires backside. Oh, picked by Blackman. Gets up, palms the ball against the turf, and takes it back the other way.
Wasn't it Blackman who had 2 interceptions in their championship game last season, Cam?
Yep.
Versus these Mexico City Aztecs. Here he is. He strikes again. This man is a nemesis, a thorn in the side to these Mexico City Aztecs. And that's the 2nd time we've seen him on that rollout play that they love to play week in and week out. Vancouver's done their homework on defending it tonight. And
I like the attitude, too, of Michael Lister. Ball tipped. All right, let me get a tackle on one of these receivers. I just took Dumas to the ground. 1st and 10 of the 46. Vancouver playing angry, trying to avenge that championship loss from season 24. Toss play now. Jalen Wells looking, all the blocks. Picking up 6. Wells behind a car crash.
You know, Cam, I remember when I was sitting there watching all the signings for Vancouver come in, and they decided to go with 2 fullbacks and 1 tailback. just total opposite of the way most teams do it. And you see why now, because when they play like this downhill, those fullbacks make you pay. Strong out jacks, same formation they called on the touchdown earlier. Oh,
Devin Lloyd breaks a tackle, first down. Mexico City, I don't care that their offense doesn't have any points. They got to stop these guys right now, or this game's going to get away from them.
Yeah, it's on the way there, Cam. It's the second time they've called that play. And you know what I like about this offense tonight, Cam, is the versatility. I mean, one moment they're going empty, next they got 3 tight ends on the field. I mean, they just give them all kind of different looks here tonight.
It looks like they have planned for every game situation all night long. Christian Brown dropping a throw, fires, caught. Ezekiel Bear, first down to the 23.
You know, Brett Killian is by far their best player, but Ezekiel Bear is the straw that stirs the drink for this offense this season. Look at that, wide open.
Bear with another catch, and with everybody focused on Killian, Ezekiel Bear has been able to eat 22 catches for Killian, 20 for John Michael Sudduth, and 19 for Ezekiel Bear, 17 for Nick Lockett. It is a balanced bunch as Brown will fire. What? Mexico City's trying to get pressure. They're not getting there, and Killian's doing whatever he wants.
And meanwhile, the head coach, Andy Hamilton's on the sidelines just saying, all emotion. They took our rings. No mercy. Keep your foot on their throat. Do not let up. They are the 2-time defending champions. We cannot allow them to get any momentum. Let's keep the pressure on them.
99 yards on 6 grabs. That's what you got to do to a Titan like the Aztecs. All the respect to them. I mean, 2-time defending champs. Everybody's got to give you your best shot. First down and goal at the 8. Toss out to Lloyd. Lloyd around the edge, and Jeffrey Daggs drags him down, says enough.
Yeah, I think it was a mistake there, sending Sudduth in motion and tight end. Had they left him at home, he picks up that block, and they may have scored.
We're down to the 2-minute warning. Vancouver trying to make it 4 for 4 in the first half. 21-0 Vancouver. You know, earlier this season, Eddie, I told the Mexico City ownership, I'm flexing you out of all the primetime games because you're blowing everybody out. I'm tired of seeing you blow everybody out. Well, I didn't expect this. A blowout on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Strong out Jacks.
Toss, Doyle runs over the secondary and stopped at the half-yard line.
I thought he might have scored, Ken. I guess his knee was down. The ball is marked on the goal line.
Gerald Smith's favorite.
Yeah, I was just thinking about him too, Ken.
It's a cross. He scored. 3rd and goal. Who's going to take his touchdown away because Doyle's not on the field? It is Devin Lloyd again. 4 for 4 Vancouver. They are rolling tonight.
Rolling tonight, Cam, and you know, just by the looks of the things, and in a way, Mexico City is attacking them defensively.
Yeah.
That was just kind of my point, Cam.
Oh man, that's called. We haven't called a game in a few months. That's what that is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what kind of follow-up you wanted with that.
Man, we got to go to couples therapy or something. That got to get right. 28-0 Vancouver over Mexico City. 1 yard deep in the end zone. Jared Dumas on a return to the 27-yard line. And you know, Vancouver, as we mentioned earlier, they're the #1 rushing team in the league this season. So it's obvious tonight that Vancouver is deploying a different look, right? Because of how much they've thrown. 18 passes, although they do have 9 runs. They've stayed somewhat balanced, but you know, this is why these sort of early to mid-season games are tough, Eddie, because teams are still trying to figure out who they're going to be by the end of the season, and Mexico City's caught a buzzsaw tonight. Yeah,
Albuquerque fooled me with their game plan tonight too, so I've been there.
Toss to
They're
Bentley.
all over that toss, Cam.
Yeah, and they've been doing it a lot. He got rid of Woods, but Ron Hoff able to make the stop in his 12th season, 2nd and 8.
The closing speed, Cam, they are just converging in on these ball carriers before they...
Second down, 8, 1 minute to go in the first half.
Oh, I thought that was zone defense. Oh, I see what it is now.
I don't know. Now Mexico City's going to try to get it downfield. Sipe in trouble, and he's going to be sacked. Loss of a yard, and again, it's Marquise Reed.
You know, Cam, I for a moment there, I thought it was man. I'm sorry, I thought it was zone. And then even in most, I thought it was man. But then I saw the alignment, and of course, Jordan Sipe was fooled too. He didn't know what was going on. It was the first time tonight they caught that particular play, and they caught it a great time.
Just Reed's 14th and a half sack of his 17-season SFL career. 3rd down and 9 for Mexico City. Sipe is 3 of 6. Sipe is going to be sacked again. Gerald Giudice. Timeout Vancouver. They want blood.
They want blood, Cam. They said a 28-0 lead is not good enough. Let's capitalize on the momentum, Cam. I know we're up big, but we want to send these fans up to the concession stands with a 35-0 lead at halftime. Let's see if we can get it.
You know, Eddie, when you're watching your favorite team play at home and they're up big at the half, that's the only time waiting in line for the concession stands.
Yeah.
It makes you feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have too many of those experiences as a Chicago Bears fan, Cam, but
don't even get me started with that. You didn't have to bring that up.
That was a layup for you, I know.
1st and 10 at the 33, 10 seconds. There's nothing worse than sitting at that concession line in the 3rd quarter, and then all of a sudden you hear, "Whoa!" and you just hate your life, everything about it right in that moment.
They're bringing 6 on the blitz, Cam.
1st and 10 at the 33, sending pressure. Brown fires to a wide open Bear. They just can't keep giving this up. Down to 3 seconds, timeout. But Mexico City's pressure is just giving Vancouver layups.
You bring in 6 and they're going empty. A lot of gaps in that, in those zones back there. And if you don't get to the quarterback, it's going to be hard to defend. Someone's going to be open. They called a timeout and come out and strong-eyed jacks just to embarrass him some more with another powerful toss play to the back.
Devin Lloyd not going to embarrass Max Jackson. That is the end of the first half. Well, it couldn't have gone worse for Mexico City in that first half. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You give up 4 touchdowns on 4 possessions, you score no points, and Vancouver running away with it. Your thoughts on the first half, Eddie?
Okay, this reminds me of, I remember back when I was playing football and I was in Europe and we were down big. I believe it was 24-0 at halftime, and the coach said, "I got good news and bad news." And it was pouring down raining. He said, "The good news is we got plenty of time to come back. The bad news is we're getting rain doing. It's going to be hard to do it. But nonetheless, Mexico City are the 2-time defending champions, Cam. So perhaps the adjustments can be made, but they got a tough hill to climb, Cam. Can they do it? We'll find out in the next 20 minutes.
Now, I know that, that Vancouver's not going to come out and insult Mexico City in this way, but man, back in high school, we were playing a team. It was pouring down rain, just like you said, Eddie. And I mean, there was hours of rain delays and all this. Well, man, we were getting crushed at the end of the first half, and we had a rain delay at halftime over 2 hours, and we were playing in the house of our playoff opponent. And they came out of the locker room to start the 3rd quarter in brand new washed uniforms. So they had perfect uniforms, and our team was all bloodied and bruised, and it made them so angry that we won that game in the second half. And all the band left, the cheerleaders left. It was just about 200 fans that made the trip all the way down to the Corpus Christi area, and that we won that game, and so There's no point to that story, but your story reminded me of the rain game. And
it means there's hope, Cam. That's what it means.
That's right. It means there's hope. 9:56 to go in the third. What's Mexico City going to do to adjust? They drop back and almost got a pick. Only rushed 4 that time, Eddie. There's the adjustment. Now can they do anything with it?
That's the second time on that same play Gerard Brody dropped what would have been a pick and a possible return for a touchdown. Same play. Got to hold on to those, Cam.
2nd and 10 now for Vancouver, up 28-0. Mexico City looking for their first stop. Max Jackson down in the box. He's going to come on pressure. Can't get to Brown. That pass is incomplete. Secondary lockstep with Fowler and company back there, 3rd and 10.
We hadn't called John Fowler's name all night, and he comes up with a big deflection there, set up a 3rd down and 10. This defense has got to get off the field.
3rd down. Vancouver is 2 for 2 on 3rd downs in this game. Just 2. 3rd and 10. Fires Brown. Caught. Nick Lockett. First catch of the night.
First catch of the night, and it comes against a 4-1 down. They ran up a combo inside zone. There are holes in it. If you can find time for your quarterback, they found it and hit him in a perfect seam route for a first down. That was a tight window.
I love the woman representing both teams in the stands. I don't know if you saw that with the Mexico City shorts and the Vancouver shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, you're making nobody happy in the arena with that one. But I appreciate the fandom of the SFL. I really do. Pickup of 2 yards as that brings up 2nd down and 8.
2nd down and 8, and Vancouver. Wow. I mean, at some point, I wonder if they're going to try to feature more of that run game. And here it is right here on cue. Strong Eye Jacks.
Toss to Devin Lloyd. Lloyd gets fumble.
Fumble.
Brody forced it, and then Nick Lockett recovered the fumble.
I mean, Cam, when it rains, it pours. They do everything right to get their defense off the field, but recover the football. Wow, look at that punishing hit.
My goodness. Vancouver can do no wrong tonight.
Yeah, that was the opportunity. And here they are bringing 6 again versus this empty Ace H flex.
8:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. On a roll, Christian Brown fires it and overthrew Michael Sudduth. Another opportunity for the Aztecs to get off the field.
Yeah, clean pocket, plenty of time. Not sure why he rushed that throw. As you're right, he had an open wide receiver there, but missed it. Bringing 6 again, Cam.
2nd down. Mexico City brings the pressure. Brown gets rid of it quickly. And Brett Killian wins the one-on-one with Brody. Down to the 12-yard line, 1st down.
I mean, come on, Cam. I mean, they did everything right there, but Brett Killian, he's 6'5", 240 pounds going against Gerard Brody. He's 6'2", 210 himself, but, I mean, with those long arms, I mean, he's got the arm reach of someone like a Scottie Pippen. Just no chance he's going to outwin that jumping matchup against BK.
But at that point, Eddie, it's just a guy making plays out there. I mean, that's a one-on-one opportunity for Brody to make a play, and the Aztecs just have not been able to find it tonight. 1st down and 10. Roll out Brown. Brown nearly hit as he throws, but completes it again. Nick Lockett, quiet in the first half. He's been a monster on this opening drive.
Yeah, big play, Nick Lockett, the smallest guy on the field, Cam, for both teams, but here he is making plays for his team in the 3rd.
2nd and 5. Killian and Sudduth off the right.
3-robber defense, got the safety coming down to meet him, but he gets blocked up, but his teammates come over and make a play.
And Lloyd is stopped in the backfield. That's Brody with the TFL.
Tackle for loss. I mean, I think it's probably the first time they've been tackled for a loss in this game, Cam.
That is
first time we've seen this trips formation today, yeah.
First tackle for loss today for Mexico City's defense. 3rd down, Brown, end zone, picked! The first 3rd down stop of the day. Max Jackson makes the play, and Mexico City's got life.
I mean, leave it to a Hall of Famer, Cam, to try to turn this momentum. It's the first time tonight we've seen Vancouver dialed up that trips look. They ran a play action off of it. Didn't fool anybody. It's 3rd and 7. Who we kidding? But nonetheless, Mexico City makes a play. They're going to start this drive off at the 20.
Mexico City has never been shut out in an SFL game before. 268 games in their franchise's history as Bentley picks up 3. There's plenty of time left, and I'm just saying that early enough, Eddie, so that people can't say I jinxed him.
But Mexico City's tried that toss several times tonight, and I think that's their biggest run out of it so far is 3 yards.
Bentley averaging 3 yards a carry, and that's the leading rusher on this team. Buford Van Dam is second at 2.3. Sipe is 3 for 6 for 2 picks and 35 yards, and Noe Terrasas and Bill Henry both have 0 catches. The handoff goes to Van Dam. He is bottled up and dropped for a loss.
I wing versus this 4-4 defense, and those defensive tackles been pinching down the inside all night, leaving these backs nowhere to go inside the tackles.
Noe Terrasas leads the team with 25 catches. Bill Henry is second with 12, as that one is incomplete off the hands of Terrasas. 3rd down, no momentum. Russell with the hit.
Jack Russell, we've seen him. I mean, now he's just showing his versatility. We've seen him fly to the ball and run coverage. Here he is out here versus a wide receiver as a safety. I mean, that's a mismatch, but don't tell Jack Russell that he makes a play to get his defense off the field.
BJ Lovelace just got here and said, whoa, in the chat. Yeah. Eddie, what's happened?
I'll tell you what happened. It's been, you know, sometimes you get hit with something you didn't see coming, and unfortunately for Mexico City, they've had no answer for it.
When you look at the grand scheme of things with the standings, I mean, yeah, this game is in week 9, but it could be the difference between hosting Mexico City or visiting Mexico City in the playoffs.
Yeah. Each game is important, Cam.
Vancouver right now trying to keep Arizona off their backs in the West, as that pass is incomplete, intended for Bear. Meanwhile, Mexico City trying to keep pace with the Houston Headhunters. Quite possibly, some would say, the biggest surprise in the SFL this season, and they're the only team that's beaten this Vancouver squad.
Yeah, I mean, Houston is on a great 3-game run there, beating some great quality opposition.
Christian Brown dropping the throw, finds Bear, open 1st down to the 47 of the Aztecs.
And Mexico City actually did a great job of bumping the receiver there. Didn't give him a clean release, but unfortunately, because they didn't get to the quarterback, had all day to find an open spot in the zone and pick up the 1st down.
Can we talk a little ball around the league, Eddie?
Let's do it, Cam.
How about Chicago playing Denver next Friday, or the next Friday we're in action, September 19th. Both teams are 4-2 and atop the Central Division.
If you'd have asked me, Cam, about this matchup before the season started, I would have said, Cam, just go ahead and flex that to the 9:30 p.m. spot because no one's going to be watching it. But here we are making a fool out of me. Both teams playing very well. Chicago's doing it with offense, and Detroit is doing it with their defense. It's going to be strength versus strength, and unfortunately, only one team can win it. It's going to be a great game. Well,
the ironic part, Eddie, is that it was put at 10 p.m. Eastern on Friday because we didn't think that anybody was going to watch it. And so it is. it's a late night great one between the Nightwings and the Warriors coming up on September 19th. That pass is caught for a 1st down. Bear inside the 24, 40 to go as Vancouver tries to make it 5 for 6.
Ezekiel Bear, Cam. This man is over 100 yards receiving, along with BK. These two tonight are putting on a receiving clinic out here.
The two combined have 17 receptions for 272 yards. Okay, Jordan Sipe has thrown 7 times.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Reminds me of the game last week, a couple weeks ago versus Florida, in which he threw, I think, 6 times, but they won in a blowout.
44th offensive play, and Christian Brown put that one in a spot.
Well, only his receiver could catch it, Cam. You took the words right out of my mouth. That ball was thrown high. Well, only number 88 can catch it. He did a great job of reeling that ball in traffic. First and goal, Vancouver.
Christian Brown understood the assignment tonight. He had 9 touchdowns and 5 interceptions coming into the night. Number 1 in the league in QBR at 98.4. That's only going to go up if his night continues. He currently sits at 114.6, and Devin Lloyd walks it in again. There was nobody near him. 34-0. It might be time to start hitting the bus.
As soon as they came out in this strong eye jack set, the director of the marching band told his musicians to cue up the music because they knew where this was headed. 3rd rushing touchdown tonight out of this set.
That's another high school story, man. You would watch the band when you were playing a good team. You would watch. Yeah. They all were ready because they knew, they knew it was coming.
Yeah. You know what that reminds me of, Cam? I remember I was at one of my daughter's games when she was cheerleading, my oldest daughter, and the team was getting blown out, and yet and still the parents for them were just jumping up and cheering as if they were winning 52-0. But the high school spirit, high school and college are both, it's just something to watch. They're so loyal and dedicated to their teams, but hard to watch in a blowout. But I can tell you I've been on both sides of that, so I've been there. Look at this kick.
Ball 10 yards into the end zone. If you're Mexico City tonight, Eddie, do you just burn this? Is there really anything that you can take away from or learn from here tonight?
Well, I can tell you one thing, Cam. We talked about it a moment ago. A couple of weeks ago versus Florida, yeah, it was a blowout win, but they only had like 6 or 7 pass attempts, and here we are here in the third quarter of a blowout, and they still aren't really passing the ball. Here you are with another run play, Cam. They got to figure out and get some more balance to this offense.
Bentley on a draw. That draw has not really worked, and a credit to Vancouver up front. Kevin Brackett, they're in on the stop. It's not just the linebackers. It's the defensive line, too, making tackles.
Yeah, they are. They're pinching down inside and taking away those inside run lanes.
3:20 to go in the third. Sight going to drop the throw on second down and long. That pass is incomplete. It bounced around. Almost found the hands of Jason Bartley, but Blackman was in the vicinity again, 3rd and 11.
He was in the vicinity again, Cam, but that was Josh Farnsey who actually batted that ball away. I saw him turn around and spot the ball. I thought he was going to pick that one off.
3rd and 11. Sight rolls to his right, fires and completes it. That is Jared Dumas with the catch and the first down.
This rollout play for Mexico City is a staple of their offense, and this is the first time tonight they actually completed a pass out of it because Vancouver, prior to that pass, has defended it well all night.
Good throw, waiting for the crosser, get behind the linebacker. 1st and 10, 2:50 to go in the third. Toss, Bentley. Well, tried to break a tackle, but Ron Hoff just comes out of nowhere and says, no, I don't think so.
Gang tackling by Vancouver has been put on display all night as you see them flying down to the football.
35-0. Vancouver in a stunner.
Wow.
Jordan Sipes, 2nd and 8. Handoff Morrison, a little bit more of a burst than Bentley, picks up 5. And it's not a shocker that Vancouver's winning. Vancouver certainly is on the level of Mexico City. We saw that in the season 24 championship game. But just the magnitude in which they have performed tonight has been eye-opening.
Look at this, Cam. 8 guys in a box and they're blitzing.
Wow, Van. Oh, no, you got to challenge that.
Yeah, you got to challenge that. That's a first down. Unless they're saying his knee was down, I'm not sure. We didn't have the best angle at it, but they're like a first down to me. And there it is.
So, Coach Ramos probably thinking, man, y'all against us too now, huh? Don't we have enough problems tonight?
First challenge tonight by either team. Let's get another look at this, Cam, on the replay.
I mean,
yeah, he's clearly across. That's like he's a full yard past the line of game.
he's a full human body.
Yeah, at least half a yard. Come on.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. New York Jets will not be charged.
They overturned the call, Cam, and
Coach Lopez in the chat saying I would also challenge that as Vancouver's coach.
and the check has just been returned back from the referee too.
Sometimes,
Vancouver.
Eddie, coaches, they got to stick together, man. They both threw their red challenge flag at the refs. Come on.
They did. They knew that was robbery.
1st and 10. Minute 46 to go in the third quarter. 35-0 Vancouver on top of Mexico City. No gain there. Actually lost a yard. That's Farnsey with the tackle. Speaking of coaches being accountable, Eddie, your boy Kevin Guy over there with the Arizona Rattlers, that dude's a bum, man. He is so unaccountable. That rant after they lost in the playoffs, boo-hoo, go cry to your mama, that was ridiculous. Did you see that?
Yeah. I didn't see it live, but I saw it on a replay over here on the news. But, yeah, no accountability. You can't do that as the coach. Come on.
Morrison, tackle by Farnsey, and Russell, no gain. Just nothing inside, nothing outside. Tonight, Mexico City has 42, check that, has 58 rushing yards on, quick fuzzy math, 29 carries. That's 2 yards a carry. 3rd and 10. Sipe, nothing. Mark Lopez takes him down, 4th down.
4th down, Cam, and nothing is going right because, I mean, like you said, they're pinching down inside, forcing them to bounce outside. And when they do run those toss plays, they are flying to the ball carrier and just leaving them with no opportunity, forcing them to beat them through the air. And Mexico City has not been able to do that.
Ezekiel Bear up to the 15-yard line. Mexico City has 98 yards of total offense. Vancouver has 2 receivers with more than that each.
Yeah, it's a bad day at the office, Cam, but they're 2-time defending champions, and I'm sure they'll learn from this and move on to next week.
21 seconds to go in the third.
Triple. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end.
At the 15, they'll toss it out. That is Jalen Wells saying good night to an Aztec defender. I think that was the slot safety, Tyrone Carter.
Yeah, okay. I was going to call out his name, but decided not to do so. But unfortunately, you had no love lost for him and decided to call his name. Anyway.
That guy never paid. End of the third quarter. 35,
yeah, he didn't.
35-0. Vancouver all over Mexico City. And Eddie, do you think that was because some guys were fatigued on that punt?
I mean, if you got starters out there who would normally not be out there, I mean, you try running 80 yards downfield and see how aggressive you'd be defending a run play the next down.
D'Angelo Lopez motions into the backfield for Vancouver. Start the fourth quarter. And that ball is caught by Bear, the 41-yard line. 1st down, Vancouver.
And, you know, I got to give Mark Lopez credit because last season, that was BK they put in motion on that play, line up over there on the wing. But this season, it's not, at least not in this game. And you just wonder what they saw on film to make them switch those guys up like that in their rotation.
155 yards for Ezekiel Bear and 24 first downs for Vancouver tonight. Brown dropping a throw. Killian holds on at the Aztec 40.
Laid out, Cam, sacrificed his body to help his quarterback out. That wasn't one of his better throws, but he reaches out. I mean, look at him just leaving his ribs wide open. Nobody's going to get hit. But Brett reminded me of that tackle he made against someone who shall remain nameless at the convention. Takes the hit and gets right back up.
Bear with a career high here tonight. He's had a couple 100-yard games earlier this season, but, you know, I mean, to have a career high against the two-time defending champion, I mean, what a game to show up for.
I mean, he's been playing great all season, Cam. Like I said, I mean, we all know BK is their best offensive weapon, but Bear has been doing great. I've been watching this team all season, and he's a great piece of this offense as well.
Toss to Wells, and this time Dan Tritz. I mean, you felt the weight from up here, Eddie. Just crashing down on Wells, 3rd and 10.
He did, but Gerard Brody slowed him up, but it wasn't, you know, he paid for the hits to slow him down. You know.
Jeez, man. Dude fell on top of him, and you're like, Brody slowed him down. Come on, man.
No, he got rolled over, Cam. Let's be real.
3rd down, 10 to go. Brown dropping back to throw, and Tritz with the sack. Hey, great play, Gerard Brody. Tritz with a 4-yard loss.
Tritz showing up when it matters most for his team, trying to, you know, save themselves from further embarrassment tonight. Do you know, Cam, that is his first sack of the season for Dan Tritz?
It was all thanks to Gerard Brody, and Mexico City gets off the field.
That's right. Thanks to Gerard Brody throwing him down.
8 minutes to go in the 4th. There you go, Aztec defense. Second stop of the night as Vancouver's chance to win will punt it away. A little bit of a short pooch as Dumas steps out of bounds at the 21. You know, we mentioned Chicago and Denver on Friday, September 19th when the SFL resumes. Every game that night is great. Minnesota at Washington, Fort Worth at Vancouver, D.C. at Pittsburgh. It's going to be a great night.
That D.C.-Pittsburgh game, I think, might be a thriller because Pittsburgh's been playing great defense all season. I think that they were second in the league coming into this season in points allowed. Coming into this game, into this week, points allowed.
As if, I know it's 35-0, just give us a like on your way out. Ray Bentley lost a yard, 2nd down and 11. That for Vancouver is tackle for loss number 7.
Yeah, whether it's been a toss or the dive or the ISO, it just does not matter. Vancouver's dialed in on stopping the run game.
2nd and 11 for Mexico City, 7:25 to go in the ball game as Jordan Sykes' pass is caught by Jason Bartley at the 43-yard line.
You know, this is only the second time I've seen that college defense play just now in this game, and I thought that ball should have went to the other receiver because I thought that was well covered, but talk about threading the needle there for Jordan Sykes.
That
pass had interception written all over it.
Yeah, that goes for 23 yards. That's the longest play of the game for the Aztec offense. The longest run is 7. 1st and 10, 7:03 to go in the 4th quarter. Off that completion, Site now 5 of 10 for 72 yards. And Bartley's got 55 of those yards as he goes in motion.
Same defense again as the previous play.
Handoff, Bentley pushing the pile forward. You know what's impressive about this Vancouver defense tonight? They have, I mentioned earlier, 7, correct that, 6 tackles for loss by 6 different players. They have 2 picks by 2 different players, and they have 3 sacks by 3 different players.
Team effort, everyone getting involved.
2nd and 8, Sight dropping a throw, one-on-one and over the top. Noe Terrasas, welcome to the game. First catch of the day and the best throw of the day from Jordan Sight.
Best throw of the game indeed, and talk about Drew Hamilton fall asleep for just a moment. I thought he had that ball picked off, but the speed of the football fooled him a bit, got there a bit quicker than he anticipated. Otherwise, that's an interception.
Mexico City trying to ensure that they are not shut out for the first time in nearly 300 SFL games. 6 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Dumas goes in motion. Hand off to Bentley, picking up 1. 2nd and 9 coming up.
You know what, Cam, and I know it's late, but Mexico City is kind of dialed in on this play. They've been calling a few times now, and had they audible, they had a look there. And why I say that, they get away from that play now.
Second down and 9. Hand off to Morrison. Third down and 7. 5:15 left. Another tackle for Reed.
Another tackle for Reed, and if Mexico City can avoid the turnover, I don't want to speak prematurely. I'm sorry, Mexico City, but they got a chance of putting up points. Looks like middle blast 3 robber coming up, and they have a safety. Single high safety over the top.
Sight! Oh, I thought Terrazas caught it.
I thought he did too.
He couldn't hold on. Fourth down. I wish we were going to get another look at that. Oh, man, that was close.
It was close, Cam, but I thought he didn't complete the catch, perhaps, because initially he had them. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. I love it.
4th and 7. Could have taken the field goal to preserve the, or to make sure they don't get shut out, but Mexico City don't care about records. They're going to do everything they can to get the W. Bartley goes in motion. This is Sight. Back to pass. Finds Bartley inside the 10 down to the 6-yard line. 1st and goal.
Single high safety again. As long as you get time for your quarterback, that's a lot to account for.
Sight's pass intercepted by Lister. Miscommunication. Did you see Sight on the ground? What happened here?
I'm not quite sure. I mean, they did get up, Cam. That's a crowded box over there. Receivers makes it easy to defend over there with that zone coverage. You got one guy versus 3, but they are bunched together, Cam. They probably should have left them over on the other side of the field.
Lister gets that incentive money, and Vancouver keeps the shutout. 4:40 to go in the 4th quarter as they get back to the ground, to the rushing attack. Vancouver tonight, 34 passes and 16 runs. A fairly balanced effort out of this empty look. Deployed for I think the first time this season as Lloyd loses a yard. Hey, just a programming note. The SFL's College Football 26 Connected Dynasty has a big game tonight. The MAC championship between Chris Curtis and Eric Vinson squaring off. User v. user. Eddie, who you got, Blindy or Drunky?
I'm going to go with Blindy, Cam.
Okay, taking Chris Curtis.
Yes.
Let's see if your prediction holds firm.
Because he's focused. The other guys came in the game drunk. Come on now.
Second down, 11. Oh, man. J.W. Doyle dishing out punishments. It'll be 3rd and 6.
That's right. You got to feed the fullback, Cam. Keep him happy. 440 yards of total offense. You know what this reminds me of, Cam? How good is Houston? They beat these Vancouver Legion, gave them their only loss on the season.
Yeah, that's the question right now. You know, if you had a top 5, you throw DC in there, Houston, Vancouver. You probably keep the Aztecs in there, right? Just a bad night.
Yeah.
Toss to Lloyd.
My goodness.
And I think we all can appreciate the genius of Coach Lopez's game planning tonight, because we didn't have to watch empty in a 35-0 blowout with 3 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. So I think
we
all
talked about it earlier,
that.
Cam. Their offense looks so versatile tonight. We saw, it wasn't what we've seen, in previous games this season by some teams. They came out with a different personality, whether it was strong eye jacks, ace flex, doubles, triple, I wing. They shown it all tonight.
That's how you do it, folks. And you know what? Vancouver's the #1 rushing team in the league. They came out passing, but they didn't lose their identity tonight, Eddie. They still had that bruising rushing attack. They know that they got it. But they had a mismatch with Ezekiel Bear and Brett Killian one-on-one in the secondary, and then Mexico City was bringing that heat tonight. Probably, Eddie, they've been hearing the noise about their lack of sacks, their lack of quarterback pressures, so they thought, hey, maybe tonight's the night against that top ground attack, and it bit them in the butt tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, Vancouver said, well, we got something else in plan, then went through the air and set the tone in this game in the first half. They've only been held to a touchdown in the second half, Cam, so Mexico City's defense did adjust, but unfortunately, the damage was done in the first half.
Sight will drop on first down, avoid a sack, and deliver, but it is incomplete, knocked away by Drew Hamilton.
Drew Hamilton, sometimes that's a hard play, Cam, because you're seeing this, they're in zone coverage, so they're seeing the quarterback go down, and sometimes you relax for a bit and, forget about your receiver there as you think it's a sack, but great focus by Drew Hamilton to continue to play through the whistle.
2nd and 10. As Sipe drops to throw, that pass is almost intercepted. Eddie, this Vancouver defense is, I think sometimes they get overlooked because this offense is so interesting. They had 2 shutouts just last season. They also had a game where they only gave up 3, where they only gave up 6, where they only gave up 7. I mean, this defense is elite, and they're playing like it tonight.
They came into this game top 5, giving up only 16.4 points per game, Cam, and here they are preserving a shutout thus far.
Sipe's pass is caught. It'll be 4th down again. Honus Adobe with the grab. We'll see if Mexico City goes for it one more time. 4th down and 3. This might be their last opportunity.
Single high safety. Here comes a 3 buzz, 3 robber. It's going to be 3 robber. He's going to roll out, and that ball is batted.
Mark Lopez with a face mask at the end of it on Aztec frustration. One of the best picks of the season.
Kim, I think that's the best pick we've seen in this era of the 2K4. Knocks the ball up in the air, has the wherewithal to remain focused, keeps his eyes on the ball, does not give up. He knows it's going to be a turnover on down, but he's playing for a contract, Cam. He isn't a contract year. He wants to get paid. And after he made that pick, he looked up at his agent and said, hey, you know what to do. Add this to my stats, and we're going to use this in negotiating when it's time for me to redo my deal.
1st and 10 at the 39. That was as impressive. Vancouver's had a lot of impressive plays tonight, but that was maybe the most impressive all evening.
Yeah.
Toss play out to Lloyd as we hit the 2-minute warning. Lloyd picks up 2. 35-0. Vancouver. A sensational performance tonight in the biggest of spots in a Season 24 championship rematch.
I'm still buzzing, Cam. That was a sensational play.
If the score holds, this would go down as Mexico City's worst loss in franchise history, and their 2 worst losses would come in this building to Vancouver all time as Doyle gets the pitch. It's 3rd down and 7. Mexico City will start burning timeouts tonight. Vancouver is 3 of 6 on 3rd down. To only have 7 3rd downs in a football game is impressive all in itself.
They were attacking Mexico City's defense with chunk plays.
Toss to Lloyd, nothing there, so Mexico City will get to stop. Vancouver has 26 first downs in 59 plays. That's almost a first down every 2 plays. And what's amazing is it's not 50-0, right? I mean, it's
right.
I mean, 35-0 is still a blowout, but it wasn't like Mexico City just completely got the doors blown off and lost 66-3. I mean, this was a somewhat competitive game, but every time, whoa, what was that? There's a penalty for interfering with what is happening? Vancouver, they're already dead.
I mean, like Andy said, Cam, he said, hey, keep your foot on that throat. I don't give a darn if we're up 35-0 right now. I mean, he just pushed that guy back about 3 yards, knocked him on his tuchus, and just did not care. I mean, they are taking literally what Andy said, to heart.
The Aztecs will remember this one. They'll remember that hit. I bet.
Yeah.
This is not going to be a friendly handshake at the end of this game, I don't think, as the Aztecs are down to 0 timeout. I'm surprised they ran it there. Wow. Minute 36 to go to try to get some points.
I mean, you talk about setting the tone. I mean, it's late in the 4th quarter, guys. This game is practically over, and they're out here clearing away the punt returner.
Christian Brown with a quote. Oh, my goodness. Mark Lopez with a pick. The big man's trying to save a score. Pick 6. Vancouver. No kneels here. Mark Lopez with the cha-ching and the 6. He wants that bling now.
his second pick of the season. This one goes for 6. He grabs it, and I know this game been over since the first quarter, Cam. He doesn't care. Runs into the end zone, looks up at the crowd and said, thanks for coming. Good night, and drive home safely because this ball game is over.
Christian Brown with a quote of the night. Captain Insano shows no mercy on that
I saw that.
that punt coverage. Extra point is good for Vancouver, 42 to Zippo. Well, throw out everything I said about how it wasn't that bad of a blowout because that makes it really
Yeah, I mean, you never
I was trying.
You never getting put in these situations, Cam, but all of us as coaches have been on both sides of this. You've blown teams out and walked away feeling happy, and there's other games in which you walk away feeling like, man, what the heck was I doing all week with the game plan? I just totally whiffed on it. But, hey, it's all about learning from that experience and coming back the next week.
We talked a little about Mexico City, but, you know, we got to talk about Vancouver some, too. This schedule is not easy they got coming up. Fort Worth, Albuquerque, D.C., Minnesota, Washington. It's not really going to get light for this Legion squad, but any of those guys coming up against this team is probably thinking, how in the hell are we going to cover these guys?
After tonight, the performance like tonight, can you blame the opposition?
Sipes pass is caught. Is that... Eddie, is that where you have to know as a coach, you have to know your own weaknesses, expecting your opponent to try and counter and take advantage of that?
Cam, absolutely, but it's also a situation in which when the players are asleep, coaches are up game planning, and while we have so many sleepless nights, look at this.
Wow, they threw a screen to Ray for the first time tonight and lost 4 yards.
Double the total yards of offense to the 2-time defending champions. But yeah, Cam, I mean, again, coaches, we lose so much time away from our family and friends, from other hobbies, because we enjoy this league so much, and we want to avoid situations like these from happening as little as possible. Cover 12, I've seen this all night out of Vancouver.
Pass is caught by Dumas. 4th down and 2. They'll reset for the 4th down. Mark Lopez, you had a perfect night, man. Then he says, Cam skipped Sin City. No, they got moved to week 16. I just didn't get to the end of the schedule. Man, he had a perfect night. He just tried too hard.
Yeah, too hard.
Don't come for the king unless don't miss. I botched the phrase, but you get what I'm saying. Side 4th and 2, and the shutout is preserved. Vancouver with the stop, pass intended for Bartley.
Intended for Bartley, but tight quarters coverage out here by Vancouver, and they were not to be denied this shutout, Cam. Look at that tight coverage. 3 DBs right there in this lap. No chance that's going to get completed.
If you just tuning in like Bo Martin Jr., this has been an impressive showing from the Vancouver Legion. They did it all tonight. Ezekiel Bear and Brett Killian both over 150 yards receiving. Christian Brown 372 through the air, but they got it done on the ground too. Devin Lloyd 3 rushing touchdowns. And Vancouver will shut out Mexico City for the first time in their franchise history and hand the Aztecs their worst loss in 17, check that, in 21 SFL seasons. And a very impressive performance. It wasn't necessarily about Mexico City tonight, Eddie. It was about Vancouver.
Absolutely. They came in a great game plan, just like Ramos mirrored a moment ago. I mean, great game plan. Did not see it coming. I don't think anyone, had a chance. And despite, they haven't shown this look all season, and they whipped it out tonight. And to be honest with you, Cam, it looked like an improvement over last season's performance with this game, this particular play style of offense. And they just were so versatile. Like we talked about it, whether it was empty or, coming in with 3 tight ends, line up on the line of scrimmage and just playing bully ball. They did it all tonight. Perfect game plan, and the defense was fantastic as well. We talk about the offense, like you said a moment ago, but their defense, like you said, top 5 coming into this game. They deserve a shutout, so it's going to get even better. And they are just rolling right now, coming out of that disappointing loss versus Houston 2 weeks ago. They had a bye week to get things right. And boy, did they spend that time wisely. Got to give Mark Lopez some credit. He is a rising coach in this league, and should he keep this kind of performance up, I expect him to have a top 4 seed in the playoffs and a first round bye.
But as Mark Lopez just said in the chat, shout out to Andrew Hamilton, the defensive game plan was all his. So he gets my game ball because if you can shut out the two-time defending champs for the first time in 269 games, that's the game ball right there.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Shutting out anybody is hard, but to shut out the two-time defending champions, get that man his flowers.
We are back on the Virtual Football Network on Friday, September 19th. As we take just a little mid-season break in Mexico City. Sure does need it after tonight. Vancouver gets to celebrate until they host Fort Worth on Friday, September 19th. Saturday, September 20th, Houston at Florida, OKC at Queen City, Albuquerque at Lexington, Detroit at Bossier City, and then the Monday Night Spectacular, Charleston at Arizona. For Ron Haynes and Eddie Gage, along with Corey Menner in our stats truck, it's late. We got to go to bed. Good night, y'all.
Good night, everybody.